Hey everybody, this is What's Up with Giancarlo. Newest episode, we're going over lesson 8.1, Understanding Percent. So, using a grid to model percents. We will not be using models in class, but let's go over it. A percent is a ratio that compares a number to 100, okay? A percent is a ratio that compares a number to 100. Remember that. Remember that. 100 is very important to percents. The symbol percentage is used to show a percent. So if I have 78%, 78, you'll know it's a percent because I have the percent sign. Okay? Pretty easy. 17% is equivalent to 17 over 100, comparing it to 100. That's 17 to 100. That's a ratio. 17 to 100, 17 colon 100. Okay? These are all the same thing because they're all ratios. They're all equivalent to 17%. The free throw ratios for 3 basketball players are shown. Player 1, 17 to 25. Player 2, 33 to 50. Player 3, 14 to 20. So, what I'm going to do is make the bottom 100 to compare it to 100 to make them percents. Oh, rewrite each ratio as a number compared to 100. That means make them percents, basically. Or compare them to 100. So, how do I get 25 to 100? I have to multiply by 4. Whatever I do at the bottom, I do at the top. 17 times 4 is, boom, 68. 50 to 100, I have to multiply by 2. Okay? So what's 33 times 2? 66. And last but not least, how do I get from 20 to 100? Multiply by 5. So 14 times 5, boom, 70. Okay? So if I were to write all of these out as percents, I would just take the number on top because it's comparing to 100. So 68%, 66%, and 70%. So the first number tells me how many full lines I would shade in. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the second number tells me the individual ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Same with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 70. So there's a 0 there, so we don't do any ones. It's just a full set of lines. Boom, 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 boom. 7. Can't get any easier than that, okay? If we compare these to decimals, we have the 100th place, okay? So I'm going to erase these real quick. We have the 100th place. So it's just, we put these 0 point over 100, it's just 68. 0.68. 66 over 100, 0.66. 70 over 100, 0.7, or 0.70 if you want. Doesn't matter. So if you guys noticed, percents, so we had 68%. The decimal's right here. If you just move the decimal over, that's your decimal. And we don't put the percentage sign. Not so bad. Which player has the greatest free throw ratio? 70 to 100 is the most. So player 3. All right. How is this shown on the grids? It has the most colored in, guys. Very easy. Use a percent to describe each player's free throw ratio. We already did that. 66%, 68%, 70%. All right. Skip the last one. I'm going to skip this page. Not really happy with it. Skip this. using benchmarks and proportional reasoning. You can use certain benchmark percents to write other percents and to estimate fractions. So benchmark percents are basically just the common fractions. Common fractions. So I'm just going to throw in 1/8 over here. And then I'm also going to throw in, actually, I'm going to throw in 1/5 right here. That's that line. So if we look at this, 1/8, it might be a little hard to just know what 1/8 is. So how do we solve that? We do long division. 8 does not go into 1, so we have to put a decimal. Make it 10. 8 goes into 10 one time. 8, gonna get a 2 there. 8 doesn't go in, so I have to add another 0, bring it down. 8 does not go into 20. It goes into, it goes into 22 times. We get 16. 4. We get a 4 right here. 8 doesn't go into 4, so we add another 0. Comes all the way down. 8 goes into 45 times. And then that's 40. Boom, 0. We're perfect. So we know that the decimal of 1/8 is 0.125. So like I said before, if we want to make a percent a decimal, we just move it over to the left. So to make a decimal a percent, we move it twice to the right. So now 1/8 is 12.5%. Okay? So if 1/10 is 10% and then 2/10 equals 1/5, that would just be 20%. 1/4 would be 25%, and so on and so forth. We see all these. Class, it would be very smart for you to try and remember these. This will not be on the quiz. These, like, you will not see this on the quiz. You guys should know. You guys should know everything here, because just fractions turn to decimals. You can turn decimals into percents by what I just showed you. All right, let's move on. Find an equivalent percent for 3/10. So they tell you to do it this way. Find the benchmark fractions. 3/10 would be 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10, because there's 3 of them. And what's 1/10 but 10%? 10%. 10%. You add them all together, you get 30%. You don't have to do that, okay? 3/10, everybody should know. How do I get 10 to 100? Multiply by 10, I multiply 3 by 10. I get 30%. So 3 over 10, I want to get the 10 to 100, I multiply by 10, multiply by 10, and I get 30. 30 to 100 is 30%. Okay? 76% of students at a middle school bring their own lunch. About what fraction of the students bring their own lunch? It's saying about what fraction of the students bring their own lunch. So the closest the closest fraction to 76%, so the closest benchmark would be 75%, they're saying. So what's 75% as a fraction? Well, let's simplify. That'd be 75 over 100 as fraction. And then 25 goes into both of them, so I divide them both by 25. 25 is my greatest common factor. So 3/4, about 3/4 of the students bring their own lunch. Okay, your turn. Pause. Okay. Use a benchmark to find an equivalent percent. I don't want to do the benchmark. I don't want to do the benchmark because I don't want to do 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 for 9 times. I don't want to do that. So let's just rewrite it. 9 over 10. I need to get 10 to 100. I do that by multiplying 10. 9 times 10, that's 90. And then 90 to 100 is 90%. So my answer is C. Use a benchmark to find the equivalent for each fraction. 2/5, blah, blah, blah. Benchmark is real fun. So, 2 over 5. Got to get the 5 to 100. Ooh. I have to multiply 5 times what? 20. So, and there it goes. It shows you that it's 40. So that's 20. I multiply that 2 times 20. And then 2 times 20 is 40. 40 to 100, that'd be 40%. My answer is D. 64% of the animals at an animal shelter are dogs. About what fraction of the animals at the shelter are dogs? So I'm thinking about this, and 64% is close to 66%. Okay, it's close to 66%. So 66 over 100. Oh man. 66 to 100 is about 2/3. It's going to be E. And then that is the end of 8.1. Okay? If you're watching this video, that means you're a part of the class. See you next lesson, everybody.